A jury found a man guilty in the death of a pregnant Wasco teacher. Prosecutors say he was high on marijuana when he crashed into Gabriel Soto, killing her and her unborn baby. 23 ABC's Scott Sheehan was in the courtroom and joins us in studio with more. Scott?
Jessica, 23-year-old John Hernandez is facing 2 vehicular manslaughter charges, but the jury found him only guilty of the lesser of those 2 charges.
There's ordinary negligence and there's gross negligence. The difference is just the way he drove.
23-year-old John Hernandez was found guilty of vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated after prosecutors say he was high on marijuana when he hit and killed Gabriel Soto, a Wasco school teacher who was 7 months pregnant. Prosecutors say Soto was on her way home to Bakersfield after teaching when Hernandez hit her head-on Santa Fe Way at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Deputy District Attorney Kim Richardson says the jury didn't find enough evidence to support gross negligence.
Was it a conscious disregard for human life, or was it just simple carelessness? Apparently that's what they came back to, is just simple carelessness on his part.
The district attorney's office says based off the evidence they had, all they could charge Hernandez with was 2 degrees of negligent manslaughter, and there wasn't enough evidence to prove second-degree murder, which was needed to allow evidence to show Soto was 7 months pregnant. Richardson says Hernandez may face up to 4 years in prison, but could also serve as little as a few months. She says this is the second fatal car crash involving someone who was high on marijuana since it became legal in Kern County. She says how the county tests to see how high a driver is not as accurate to see how drunk a driver is.
Blood is usually collected about an hour, hour and a half, within sometimes 2 hours after a collision. So that hurts us a little bit because timing of collection of blood is very, very important.
Richardson also says the county is seeing more marijuana DUIs, and this ruling shows there's a need for a more accurate roadside test so they can have better evidence in court.
In THC, which is the active component of marijuana, it actually dissipates out of your blood very, very quickly within a very short time frame from the time that you either inhale it or you ingest it by edibles. So if you have an hour and a half or 2 hour blood collection later, it's pretty challenging because a lot of the main psychoactive component is already gone out of the system by then.
Now, Hernandez is next due in court for sentencing on October 29th. He's currently being held without bond. Reporting in the studio, Scott Sheehan, 23 ABC News.